Welcome to On the Consequences of Hate Speech 4, a virtual art exhibit whose purpose is to illuminate hate speech, its historically destructive manifestations, and its consequences for humanity. I'm Shelley Werner from Art and Scroll Studio, and the host of this snapshot video featuring the work of Siona Benjamin as it appears in the exhibit. What drew you to this project on the consequences of hate speech? What appealed to you about it?
A lot of my work is about issues of identity and immigration and the consequences of what people think of another person who's different than them, and therefore come to conclusions which are not correct, and therefore say things that are not appropriate. I am a Jewish, Indian Jewish artist of color. I have been in America for 34 years. And I think I have always been the other, whether I'm the other in India or I'm the other in Israel or whether I'm the other here. So, that finding home, that is my initial series that I've been continuing to explore, and they've branched out into many other series.
When you look at your own skin sometimes as blue, do you think this is a way of creating the other?
Yeah, the blueness kind of came about because it came about slowly and it came about thoughtfully. And I thought it has become so real for me in my life now because I feel that it evolved. I thought, what skin color would I paint myself in the beginning? Which shade of brown would be suitable? And then I found that actually, instead of choosing the shade of brown, I could become the color of the sky or the ocean. And this would give me a neutrality of belonging everywhere, because the sky over here is no different from the sky over India or any other country. I became what you call a visual storyteller. In the bargain, this blue character was created, and she became an icon for me of being able to express these thoughts, values, issues, and being able to ask all these difficult questions. And so she became an appropriate theatrical character to be able to act out on the stage of my paintings. What I like to do in one sentence, I like to hide difficult questions or topics that are uncomfortable within the beauty of the work. So beauty is really important for me. Lyrical line is very important for me. So it becomes even more dangerous when you hide danger and something more precarious under the beauty, under the garb. So you draw the person in with the beauty, and then you kind of go bam, that person gets like, whoa, I didn't see that.
I want to ask you, is Esther heroic to you?
All of the Midrash stories are very intriguing. I feel like mythology, and to recycle mythology is very exciting for me, whether it's Indian or Islamic or Christian or Buddhist or even our Jewish. I studied Midrash, and I studied Midrash with some amazing rabbis who taught me how to recycle mythology, how to process it and not just paint it the way it is said, but to kind of challenge it. And they said, you can challenge it and you can reinterpret it. Esther is one of the characters that I have tackled. In this case, looking at her story, she is not sure. She's like, like Moses and many of the other characters, they say, oh, am I really qualified to do this? Can I do it? There's a hesitancy, there's a unsureness, her endurance and her perseverance to be able to play the role, how she put a mask on. So my blue mask on her face was appropriate. She hid her Jewish identity.
What were you thinking when you sort of engaged that power of childhood, that simplicity, that innocence into that character?
I kind of changed it, and I said, we hate them not. So it's like, it's again the same situation of people, deciding that they don't like a certain kind of people because they've come to the conclusion about the certain kind of people. So, and she's actually holding a flower in her hand and she's picking the petals. So, and she has other things in her hands too, like a many-armed goddess. So I'm sometimes influenced by Hinduism, by Christianity, by Islam, by my Jewishness and everything, because I come with all of that. It's like a baggage at first, but now I feel that it's not baggage anymore. It's such a lot of information that I can draw from.
You have the words to a song that says, "I know how to burn when in love." What were you thinking when you included that?
Actually, that is another pop symbol that I drew from. It's from a Bollywood song. It says in Hindi, "Aata hai mujhko pyar mein jal jana," means I know how to burn in love. It's actually a romantic song. I know how to burn in love, kind of thing, you know. But I've completely taken it out of the context, and I've connected it to this woman who has a bandaged hand, has a gas mask, who's looking 3, 4 ways around her, who's sinking in the water, who's got Jacob's ladder in one of the threads, that is, so she's trying to ascend to some place. When you say you burn in love, it could be love which is positive, but it also could be a negative kind of love where you commit yourself to.
All of your works in the show create a totality of experience that challenges the viewer and that draws them in and asks them to ask themselves how they feel about the other and the consequences of hate speech.